All right. So, welcome to your weekend Tarotscope. This is the first one of 2025. I hope you all had a wonderful new year. And you guys, it's time. It's time to start planting the seeds for what we want to experience throughout the next 9 year cycle. We are in the 10-1 vibration now. We are easing our way into the fire horse energy, the new energy of when Saturn goes in, Saturn and Neptune come into Aries. I mean, we have so much going on that it's like you better buckle up. Okay. Buckle up because the energy you thought last year was fast, this year is going to be fast. Okay. Because with that fire horse energy, this is all about doing what is necessary for us that will ripple out into the collective. Does that make sense? We talked about this yesterday at the tarot gallery. If you missed that, it was awesome. We had a great time. I had a great group of people come and get readings, and Anne took us through a visualization and meditation and blessing. It was awesome. So what we're going to do first before we get started is we are going to boost our root chakra. Okay, we're gonna boost it. We're gonna see if we can align it. Okay, because that is where everything begins. That is the I am. That is the seed. That's where we plant the seeds of manifestation. Okay, so if you're not feeling secure in your root chakra, in your life, in who you are, then the manifestation doesn't come out the way that you are hoping. Okay, so what we're going to do is all you're going to do is listen to the tuning fork sing because this is attuned to the frequency of your root chakra. It only lasts a few seconds. I'm going to pass this because I have to use the microphone for YouTube. I'm going to pass this between YouTube and TikTok back and forth. Okay. So everybody can hear. You just breathe and listen to it. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to strike it in the middle so it doesn't hurt anybody's ears. Just breathe. There we go. See? Easy. If you're not aware, you guys, we are electric beings. We are frequency based beings. So, whenever we get next to a frequency, whenever we hear a frequency, feel a frequency, our body will start to adapt to that frequency. This is why it's really important. Hang on, let me fix this. It's driving me crazy. This is why it's really important for us to make sure that the people that we're hanging out with are on a good frequency, that the things that we're listening to are on a good frequency, the shows that we're watching, everything, because our bodies will start to adapt to the frequency that is the strongest. Okay. So be aware of that. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to get our fairy blessing for the weekend. Then we're going to use the divination book to get the overall kind of like theme message of the weekend. And then y'all are going to choose the tarot deck that I use to discover what's coming up each day this weekend. And then we'll pull some oracle cards. Okay. So sit back, relax, ask questions if you have questions. This is a collective reading. This is not a personal reading. If you need a personal reading, everything, TikTok is linked in my bio. YouTube, it's linked down below. Okay. Somebody's getting an echo. I don't know. You might have to go out and then come back in if it's echoing for you. I'm not sure because I see other people saying they don't have an echo. So, okay, let's get our fairy blessing. As I'm shuffling the deck, you can focus on the deck and ask the deck, what is our fairy blessing for this weekend? What is our fairy blessing for this weekend? Oh, we have it again. The blessing of clear foresight. Okay, we just went into a new vibration, right? With the 2026 vibration. And we have this blessing of clear foresight. It is number 40. Okay, 40 is a significant number in numerology and spirituality, all that, okay? Because 40 is like a turning point in your life. So when we think about this weekend and we think about clear foresight, that is telling us that we're going to have this mental clarity of what our actions are going to produce throughout the weekend, throughout the week, the month, the year. Okay. So this is telling you if you allow yourself to sit with this clear vision and map out whatever it is that you want to experience out of this weekend, this week, this month, or this year, you will be able to see the ripple effect that that causes within your life. Also, if you're dealing with another person and it's not going so great, you have this crystal clear understanding of what this situation is telling you. So let's say you're having a riff with somebody, not very good, and you're like, you know what? I can see where this is going. I can see that this is not productive. Either we come to a compromise and we squash this, or we're gonna have to go our separate ways, right? It's like really just being on top of your game as far as understanding the bigger picture of whatever situation you're dealing with this weekend. Okay. I know a lot of people, especially with the full moon, we have the full wolf moon happening tomorrow. And so there we go. The clear foresight, the moon illuminates things. And this is a wolf moon. This is that instinctual energy that we know. It's like we just know things. You're saying how it happens? Like, on what is it, Game of Thrones or something like that? He's like, I drink and I know things. You can say, I meditate and I know things, or I am and I know things, right? So pay attention to that gut instinct, to that gut knowing this weekend. If you have plans for this weekend and all of a sudden it doesn't feel right, don't go. Change your plans. Do whatever you think is necessary. For example, as a professional singer, if y'all don't know, I'm a professional singer as well. Normally, we have gigs on New Year's Eve. This year, I was like, I really don't want to have a gig this year. There's something telling me I don't need to be out performing for New Year's Eve this year. I really didn't want one, and I didn't have one. I manifested that we didn't have one. And so I spent my time at home with my boys and I did my rituals and I welcomed in this new 9-year cycle with ease and with grace and just relaxation, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you have something going on this weekend to where you feel like, you know what, something needs to shift because you can sense it, follow that. Okay. All right, let's get our overall tarot message with the divination book. So you use this divination book the same way that you would a tarot deck. Okay. And by the way, y'all, I think I hit 500 copies sold. Last time I checked, it was 498. And so I think I've hit the last two. Yay. So okay. So you want to use the divination book just like you would a tarot deck. You knock on it to clear out the energy. Okay. We're going to connect to it through the energy centers of our palms. And we're going to focus our energy on the book. Thank y'all so much. We're going to take a nice deep breath. And we're going to ask the book, what is our overall message for this weekend? What is our overall message for this weekend? And then we're going to turn to a page intuitively. Ooh, look at that, you guys. The Ace of Wands. How perfect is that? Okay, so we just went into the new year, right? The 1 year, the 10-1 year. And we're about to go into the fire horse energy on February 17th, right? So this Ace of Wands with the blessing of the clear foresight is perfect, okay? Because the wands in tarot are intuitive. They have psychic energies. They know what to do. They know how to create, okay? So this book is typically used on a day-to-day basis, but since we're looking at it for the weekend, I'm gonna change the verbiage to fit for the weekend. Okay, so here's what it says. Today you drew the Ace of Wands. Can you feel the excitement in the air? It's a weekend full of new, fresh energy. Follow your intuition and allow it to guide you to new opportunities. Trust yourself and trust in the universe. We talked about that a lot yesterday in the Tarot Gallery. There is so much power and creativity surrounding you this weekend. Use it, ride the wave, and enjoy this new adventure. The cards know, right? The book knows. This book, I wrote this book, Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess. You can find it on um, TikTok. It's linked in my bio. YouTube, it's linked down below. Or you can just go straight to Amazon and find it. But it has all of the tarot cards in the book, direct and reverse. And there are readings for each one designed for you to take your power back day to day. Okay. So, anyways, when we have the Ace of Wands, like I said, it's perfect because we're going into this fresh 10-1 energy, a whole new 9-year cycle. Plus, we have the full moon. So, this is energy, this is intuition, this is like you're going to be heightened. So, please make sure that you are grounding your energy, ground, connect, and protect. Okay. Because whenever we have such potent energy, whenever we go into such a major shift, like a major energy shift, it can feel like out of sorts. Okay. You can feel dysregulated, like your nervous system. So make sure that you're grounding your energy, you're connecting and you're protecting your energy, doing all the things that we should be doing daily. Right. Okay. So now I'm going to lay this up here so I can see. Now, y'all are going to choose the deck that I use. YouTube, you're going to let me know in the comments which one you want. TikTok, I'm going to put a poll up for y'all, and then you'll vote in the poll so it can help us keep track, okay? So we have deck number 1, Light Seers Tarot, or deck number 2, Red Fairy Tarot. Both great decks, okay? So TikTok, give me 1 second. Let me get your poll up. Thank you all for all the love and the hearts and everything. Okay, they constantly change things on this app, so I had to make sure I had the right one. So 1 or 2. Okay, YouTube's loving deck number 2. Nice. So make sure TikTok you're voting up here. YouTube you can vote in the comments. So deck 1 or deck 2. The reason why I have you vote is because it puts more of your energy into the reading. Okay, 1 or 2. Amy, what'd you miss? We got the blessing of clear foresight again. And then the overall message was the Ace of Wands. So deck 1 or deck 2. Oh, you guys, also, January 6th is when we kick off the Quantum Master Academy Inner Circle. If you have not gotten in, if you have not enrolled, you might want to do that because we begin on Tuesday. This is where you spend the year with me and Jamie, and we're going to teach you tarot, advanced tarot, and numerology, and you get accredited certifications, not just any old certifications. These are accredited. Okay, deck 2 got it. So 58%. And then we have YouTube. So, okay, awesome. So, yeah, make sure if you're wanting to be accredited and have those credentials in your tarot practice and in your numerology practice, get into the Quantum Master Academy. Like I said, enrollment will close January 6th because that's when we start. If you're already in the Quantum Master Academy, I will be contacting you today because I'm going to start moving everybody into the access portal. Okay. We just finished the Quantum Master Academy in December. That was the first class, and it was incredible. And what people don't realize is that when they begin classes with me, we become like a family. We get to know each other, we share stories, y'all are learning, you're going through your awakening more and more, and it's just an incredible experience. And I'm honored that I get to be part of that experience with you. So it's not just a class. All right. Let's see what is coming up for us this weekend. Sandy says, so amazing, best choice ever. Yeah. I'm blessed with the best students. Sandy was one of them. Molly was one. Heather is one. Stephanie is one. I mean, we have so many in the class, and it was just we become a family. So yeah. All right. What do we need to know this weekend? I'm going to pull one card for each day to uncover the energy of that day. Oh, thank you, Jessica. She said we are blessed with the best teacher. You missed the QMA already. I know, I know. It's hard, you guys. Be you know, one of the and I tell my students it's one of the most difficult things about doing what I do is getting so close to my students, right? And then the classes end and we're like, man, like I miss everybody. Or getting close to my clients and be like, hey, like come back and tell me what happened. Like I need to know. Like I gave you the reading, and some people do, some people don't. It's like I do think about my students and my clients day to day, and I think, oh, I wonder how they're doing. I wonder what's going on with them, and they pop into my mind because I genuinely do care about my people. So it's a blessing and a curse, I guess you can say. All right. So the energy for today is we have the 8 of Cups. Okay. The 8 of Cups is we're leaving something behind and we are going on a pilgrimage of sorts. Okay. This is going, Heather, she said, you'll never get rid of me. I love it. Okay, so yeah, the 8 of Cups is about walking away from something. This could be a career, it could be a relationship, it could be habits like your old life. It could be we're walking away from 2025, right? And we're going on this pilgrimage because 8 is about personal power. When you step into your personal power, money finds you, opportunities find you naturally. Okay, this is why I'm doing the power challenge on January 14th. If you haven't gotten into that, do that. That's another place where we grow together and become a family. Okay, so you have 2 opportunities to get into my classes and become part of the family. Anyway, this is about walking away from what is not serving you. And I know a list goes through your head when I talk about that. And you have to ask yourself, why haven't I yet walked away from these things or this thing? Okay. Why am I staying here? Why do I keep doing this habit? Why do I keep subjecting myself to this relationship? You can ask yourself all these questions and you have to be the one that walks away. Because if you look in the traditional Rider Waite tarot deck, this person is wearing a red cloak. Red represents power. Well, when they're wearing the red cloak, that resembles or symbolizes personal power, to walk away from an old chapter, to walk away from a toxic relationship, to walk away from things because you know that's what's best for you. Maybe walking away from, maybe you're doing dry January where you're not drinking or using any other substances. It's going to be different for everybody. But today, there is the opportunity to step into your personal power and to go on this pilgrimage of self exploration to take your power back. Okay. Tomorrow, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. Tomorrow, we have the full moon, right? The full wolf moon. It's going to be big. It is in Cancer, if I'm correct. Jamie, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But the moon tugs at our emotions because what does it do? It reveals things within us. It illuminates things within us that we know. Okay, it is in Cancer. Yeah. So, Cancer is a water sign. Cancer is emotional. Cancer is connected to the past and the family, right? It is a protective energy. It's like, I don't want to feel this. So I'm just going to put up my shield and then y'all do whatever, you know? But this moon is like, no, we're going to reveal it all. Because if you like, I, I saw a post, New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, I don't remember. And it said, if you haven't changed anything, it's not a new year. It's just another year. Let me say that again. If you haven't changed anything, it's not a new year. It's just another year. And I was like, so true. So true. Okay. So here we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. There might be some sort of emotional disrupt. There might be a feeling of You need to rest and rejuvenate and fill your cup. There might be something that disrupts your peace, okay? And it's like if you're looking for something to happen on Saturday, I don't feel like it's going to happen necessarily in the way that you're wanting, but in the way that you're needing. There needs to be some emotional processing happen tomorrow, okay? Because the Ace of Cups wants you to understand, where are you getting your sense of peace from? Where are you expecting it to come from? It needs to come from in here, right? But if you're putting up that protective shell, like a Cancer does, then we're going to have to crack through that shell, because if you don't take a look at these things, if you don't process them, then again, you're just repeating the same old patterns, okay? Hang on, I'm going to get back up. Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's a very moony moon. Yeah. Cancer is nurturing, protective, and the initial energy that build emotional attachment. Yeah. Cancer is, it has a hard time letting go, because when you've done something to, a Cancer, you can look in your natal chart, see where the Cancer house is, but like they clamp onto it. And they're like, mm-mm. They will hang on for dear life, right? So you might ask yourself, because we have the Ace of Wands as the overall energy. The Ace of Wands is very intuitive. It wants you to grow. It wants you to expand. It's like, let's go, but we can't go if you're what do you call, extinguishing the fires of the Ace of Wands with that cup being turned over. We have two aces showing up. One's ready to go. One is like, I don't know yet. See what I'm saying? A lot of emotion, because we have the Eight of Cups and then the Ace of Cups, right? Okay, so let's get to Sunday. Sunday, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. So there might be something that happens unexpectedly on Sunday, but guess what? It's not a big deal, because it's a minor arcana. Minor arcana. This is a great day to set boundaries if you need to set boundaries. A great day to rest. Like, you don't try to do too much on Sunday, because the Seven of Wands, when it's direct, is about having something unexpected happen, and you can overcome the obstacle because you have the higher ground. When it's in reverse, it's a feeling of being insecure, or there's a situation where, you know what, it's not even worth trying to win, because there is no winning here. It's like, it's pointless. Okay. So it's a great day, with also Sunday being sometimes considered the seventh day, right? It's a day of rest. You need to rest and recoup and really think about how this moon energy has brought forth this knowing for you, because we do have the blessing of clear foresight, right? So we got to pay attention. Let's see what's at the bottom. Look at that. Six of Wands. Isn't that funny? Because when I was looking at the Seven of Wands, I was thinking of the Six of Wands, because they look kind of similar. Six of Wands. This is what's hiding underneath for you. Okay. When you're looking underneath the deck, when you're doing a tarot reading, this is like what's hidden, what you aren't seeing, but is there. So we have the Six of Wands. This is talking about, you have the support of the universe. Whatever you are working towards, consciously working towards this weekend, it will turn out to be successful, because we have the Ace of Wands. This is pushing you to grow, pushing you into personal awareness, pushing you into, maybe you're like, pushing you out of your comfort zone. But the reason is because if you don't get out of your comfort zone, it's just another year. Okay. Three daughters are Cancer signs. Holy cow. Love my Sunday day of rest. Oh my gosh, I thought today was the third already. I went to bed and mentally jumped a day. Slow down, Stephanie. My North Node is in Cancer. What's an intention I can set to help move me toward my North Node? Well, when we're looking at the Cancer energy of what, you can scroll up and see what Jamie said, right? It is nurturing, it is protective, it is intuitive, it is all these things. And when you are looking at it as your North Node, that is what you're working towards. But first, we have to look within and look at the past, because we will look at, maybe, how did I not feel protected? How did I not feel nurtured in life? What can I do to provide that for myself now? And then it sends out a ripple effect. Okay. Yeah, I love that, Jamie. She said, let go of attachments that don't allow you to feel safe. Cancers are very protective. Cancers are oftentimes people that are police officers in the military, that kind of thing. Working on that one. Good. See? Okay. So again, this energy this weekend is trying to get you out of your comfort zone. It's trying to crack open that shell of what you built as self-protection, which totally understandable. We've all been through tough times in our own way. And this new 9-year cycle is not, and I know people say this all the time, but it really isn't an ordinary 9-year cycle. Okay. It really isn't, because we have the 10-1, right? We have Saturn and Neptune going into Aries. We have all these planetary shifts and movements that haven't happened in hundreds of years. And it's creating this brand new cycle, brand new evolutionary, revolutionary cycle. Okay. So take it seriously and use this energy of the full moon to really process things that come up, that boil up within, and really look around your your life and your relationships and ask yourself, is this healthy? Have I done this as a form of protection to keep myself from pain or disappointment or the feeling of failure? Okay. Yeah. Full moons are about letting go. You have to be the warrior to protect your peace. Yep. It's really hard for people to let go. Even though it causes them so much pain, it's really hard for people to let go. Why? Because it's familiar, because you know it. You're like, well, I can predict this, but I can't predict what's the next possible thing that's going to cause me pain. But instead of saying, what's going to be the next thing that causes me pain, what's going to be the next thing that brings me peace and security and love and health, all of that. Yep, that big C word, control. Yep. That was a big topic in the tarot gallery, control. All right, what else do we need to know? But the Six of Wands, like I said, there is success to be had. It's like if you do all of these things, follow the Ace of Wands, right? Where you're being pushed to grow, you're being pushed to follow that intuitive knowing, and you're stepping into this new energy. If you're allowing yourself to do that through these energies of the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse, daily, if you're pushing yourself through these and allowing yourself to feel the discomfort, you will have success, because the blessing and the clear foresight is saying we're doing this for a reason. We're doing this so I can get here. I'm not doing it just because, I like pain. I'm doing this because there is a purpose. I want to work through this because I don't want to stay here anymore. There was a book that I was reading, and it was funny because it was talking about uh, the day of disgust. And I was like, yeah, I had that day. I had that day years ago where I finally got so disgusted with how my life was going, I changed everything. And that's when you have that pivotal moment, is when you have that day of disgust, because you're like, I can't do this anymore. I I refuse to do this anymore. And it's not disgust with other people. It's not disgust with your circumstances. It's disgust with the way you're putting yourself in those situations, your daily habits that are keeping you stuck. It's like radical self-awareness that you finally hit, and people call it rock bottom maybe, but that's when you hit that pivotal moment and you change everything. That's when you take that leap of faith, and that's when you do things even though you're scared. So yeah, this is me as of yesterday. Good. I am a spiritual and happy person. I woke up in a dark place feeling desolate. Let it process. Ask yourself, where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? Write it down and process it. Shine that light on it. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know? Nope, gotta keep going. It didn't split properly. Yes, I love that. Sit with it. You will get through this. Your emotions are asking to be witnessed. Yes, I love that sentence. Your emotions are asking to be witnessed. Think about, oh, that gives me goosebumps. I love that. Think about that. Your emotions are asking to be witnessed. That's most likely connected to that inner child going, please see me. See me. Right? Oh, isn't that crazy? Thank you for being here and saying that. Like, that was a great sentence, because all too often we stuff our emotions down. We try to ignore them. And that's our inner child, our inner self going, please, no, please see me, because I need your help. I need your awareness. I need you to know that I'm here, and so we can process this. Don't forget about me. Yeah, shadow work. Look at this. Number 2, journey. So when we look at the number 2, right? 2 is about balance, it's about decision making, and it's also the feminine energy. Okay. It's that receptive energy. So it's asking you, what are you? Remember how I said the full moon, we're looking around to see what's going on in our life. We're looking at our relationships, we're looking at our career, we're looking at our daily habits, we're looking at everything. And we're asking ourselves, is this in alignment with me? Does this feel right? Look at the things in your home too, because the Cancer energy can be connected to your home, right? So when we see journey, it's like, what am I picking up and where am I going with it? Am I going down the same path over and over and over again, or am I choosing differently? Okay? It's all part of your journey, and you are the one that decides where you go from here. Oh, nice. I let crap go. I let crap go, cried, gave thanks, and then the first wrote what I want to change within around perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes. Yep. We can desire change, we can want change, but until we start creating change and actually doing the things that bring about the change, we will just have another year, right? Yeah. Oh, I like that. This full moon can also be about releasing the desire to save people. Oh, man. Yeah. Or protect them from themselves. Yeah. 100%. We, especially as spiritual people, sensitive people, we try to do that all the time, right? I used to try to do it through my relationships all the time. I was like, I'll love you. I'll help you. I'll do this and that, all while they're like standing on my head to get higher. And I had to learn to stop doing that, to stop allowing those people to save themselves while drowning me, right? We've talked about the lifeguard scenario where they don't go out to save the person, they throw the life raft. Because when people are in panic, when they're drowning, they will push you down to try to save themselves. And it's not like they're trying to do it, they're just doing it naturally because they're trying to get up higher so they can breathe. People do that naturally in life in general. So we have to stop using ourselves as stepping stools to help others to save them, and we start throwing them the life raft. I need a new job. I hope I find one soon. You will. You open yourself up and you give thanks to the universe for bringing you the perfect job opportunity that is just right for you. Okay? Every day, I want you to say that. Anytime you get anxiety about a new job, you say, thank you, universe, for bringing me the perfect job opportunity that is just right for me. I'm so thankful. Thank you. Okay? And feel it in your chest. Don't swim in cement shoes. All right, what else do we need to know? Look at there, ride the wave. Speaking of either drowning or not. Number 14. I'm going to read this to you because I like this message. Right now, success is easy and effortless. And I know some of you are going, no, it's not. It is. Not that it's effortless as far as you don't have to do anything. It's when you're in alignment, things just happen naturally. It's not that you don't actually physically or energetically do anything. It's just everything aligns, okay? You can be assured that you're entering a time when you can ride the wave of abundance. The tide has turned and you can put your surfing skills to the test. Everything that you know, all your talents coupled with your hopes and dreams will carry you forward. People and circumstances have come out of the ocean of potential and possibility to take shape in a wave of spectacular activity. Know that you're definitely on the right path. So interesting because the journey card says the same thing. Says you're on the right path. Okay. And what's funny is we were talking about this in the tarot gallery, and I was telling uh, everybody that was in there, it's like your decisions that you make, it's not that they're right or wrong, they just are. So if you make a decision that puts you back to where you were and you have to relearn that lesson, well, it's because you needed to relearn that lesson because you weren't trusting yourself, you weren't trusting in the universe, there was something going on there, right? If you make the decision that moves you into a new path, then there you go. You get to have those new experiences. So it's all on where you are in your life and your connection to yourself, your love for yourself, your understanding of yourself in the universe. I mean, it's so much, right? So when we see ride the wave, it's number 14. So one is creation. It's new. It's exciting. It is masculine energy. It's action taking energy, right? We just moved into the 10-1 here. Okay. Four is doing what is necessary. Four is bringing things into reality. It's earth energy. It's practicality. It's stability. It's safety. It's security, right? So when we combine those two, they become five. Five is change. Five is a pivot. We are moving forward now. And that's what the Ace of Wands, which is the overall energy for the weekend, that's what the Ace of Wands is trying to tell you. New, fresh energy. Let's go. And the moon and the minor arcana here are saying, hey, yes, today is the day to declare I'm going on this journey. I'm walking away from the things of 2025 and the past 9-year cycle that have not been working for me. I'm keeping the things that are, and I'm going on this path of self power, personal power, uh, self help, whatever it is that you need to do. I'm walking away from the things because I know that I need to do this. Like you will feel it in your soul. Okay. If you haven't reached your day of disgust yet, that's okay. You eventually will. But this is about making that declaration that this is what I'm doing. And then Saturday and Sunday is we have that energy of discomfort, like, oh shit, what did I just do? Right? Like, oh my God, I don't know. Was that the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? You know, we start going, ugh. And the Ace of Cups is like, hey, you're going to wind up filling your cup and it's going to happen over time. And this is going to turn and it's going to go like this. And you're going to find your personal peace. You're going to have opportunities come your way. You're going to find true love. I mean, all of those things. But you have to first acknowledge, like we said in the comments, acknowledge the emotions that are begging to be seen. Okay. That would be the insecurity. That would be the lack of self love that you're giving to yourself. That would be, or you're not giving to yourself. That would be, uh, where do I, where do I not have peace in my life? A lot of people don't have peace all over, right? Because we're inundated with so much crap. So you have to decide, okay, this is what I want to change. This is what I'm going to change. This is how I'm going to fill my cup. This is where I'm going to find my peace. And I'm taking control here. I'm taking control of my day to day, my decisions, my personal power. That's what you can control. Okay. So on Sunday, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. Like, I'm not participating in anything that is unnecessary, like stupid shit on social media, petty arguments, um, trash TV, whatever it may be. It's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting sucked into somebody else's drama. I'm just not doing it. I'm going to set boundaries. I'm going to rest. I'm going to set boundaries. And this is what I'm going to do. Okay. Because underneath we have the Six of Wands. This is about your personal success, going on this journey, because think of the Eight of Cups. I've gone on this journey of personal power. I'm exploring who I am, who I want to be, and who I'm becoming, which is actually, you're not changing who you are. You're just allowing your authentic self to show, right? And then we have the Six of Wands. That's when you return back and you're like, you know what? I've experienced success. I'm happy. I'm connected. The universe is supporting me, and the people around you are supporting you. It's like a whole party because you've done the thing. You've gone on that journey. So that's what it's trying to tell you. It's like there is a journey ahead for you, and you have this fresh new energy of the 10-1. It's all about you. It's all about you. And the fire horse energy that's coming February 17th, this is about how can I change within myself? How can I allow my authentic self to come through and do these things that I feel aligned to do, because it's going to have a ripple effect in the collective, because the fire horse is about the collective and it's fast movement, and we're like, let's go. Does that make sense? I know I just kind of went on a soapbox here, but let me get a drink. Good. I'm glad it's making sense to some of y'all. Other people are just being quiet. Feel free to ask questions. If something I say doesn't make sense, or you want more information on it, feel free to ask in the comments. I don't mind. This is a conversation. It's not a one-way thing. So, okay, let's see what else we need to know this weekend. And I think it's so perfect that we have this massive full moon, the wolf moon, right after we had the new year, because again, we're going into the 10-1 year, and the 10 is the result after completion, after, this 9-year cycle that we had that was not easy at all. And I told y'all last year, hang on. Oh, I like that one. Wealthy man. We're going to keep that. I told y'all last year in 2024, or the year before last, maybe it was January, I don't know, that the 9-year was going to be difficult. I told y'all, you can go look back on my videos in TikTok, and I told y'all, I said, it's not going to be easy. 9 is where things come to an end. It's completion. It is doing what is necessary for the greater good. It's not easy. So now we're in the fresh energy of the 10-1, and it's go time. I waited for today, and now I've opened the floodgates for cleaning and storing and putting things away. Good. I did some of that on New Year's Eve to get it done before New Year's Day, because, yeah, you're not supposed to clean on New Year's Day. Um, but yeah, I have the strong desire to start purging even more and donating stuff. It's like, I've had enough. I want all this clutter gone. I don't even have that much clutter, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want anything. I want it all like this. That's the Venus and Virgo in me. Okay. I have a question. People say tarot is all about knowing energy, not answers. Is it true? That doesn't really make any sense for me. I don't understand what that means, because tarot is giving you answers. Tarot wants to give you answers, and it all is based off of your energy. I'm wondering if people are trying to like generalize it, because what you see on social media, the majority of it is pop tarot. It is not real tarot. So it's very surface level stuff. It is very surface level BS. So, yeah, tarot wants to give you answers. Tarot will give you answers. Why do they call it a 10-1? Okay. So the 10-1, yeah, when it's a 1 through 9 cycle. Okay, let me explain that. The 10-1 is in numerology. Typically, we only recognize the one digit, the single digit, unless it's a master number. Okay. However, we do need to take into account the 0, because the 0 is the circle. It is anything can happen, right? Life is ever evolving, always moving, always changing, never ending, right? So when we go from a 9 to a 10, that is significant, because that 1 is being boosted by that 0. Yes, it is a one, but it's a very strong one. Okay. It's kind of like we've gone up this hill and we're here at this precipice and then we go on the journey. Okay. So that one is on fire. If you can say it like that, it's on fire because it's think of the Wheel of Fortune. It's like anything can happen. So it's being boosted by that zero. And this is really strong, powerful one energy. Next year, you guys, next year is going to be an 11 year, not just a two. It's going to be an 11 year. That is a master number year. That's why I'm saying these 2 years, especially, are very important in this next 9 year cycle. So when we see it as a 10, we're experiencing, the closing up of the things of the nine, and we're bringing in brand new, amazing, incredible opportunities in the 10-1. And then we go into the 11. The 11 is the divine gateway. It is a high vibrational year. So there are going to be people that experience massive amounts of growth and success in 2027. And there are going to be people that experience like great discomfort because they don't understand the vibration. And the 11 can really mess with your nervous system if you're not aware of what's going on and why. So, yeah. She said, "You said up this hill, and my brain immediately started playing Kate Bush. Great. Now it's playing in the back of my mind." You're very welcome. That's a great question. And I that's what I love. I love answering these questions. I do have a question. I've been doing my wishes, but missed a day due to exhaustion and completely forgotten. Does that make a difference? No, you can do two at once if you want. My son did the same thing. He forgot like 2 or 3 days. And I said, just burn them and release them. Choose one, you know, 3 times and then burn them and let them go. I did mine completed today. And the one that I'm responsible for, not that hard. Not that hard. It is a new habit that I'll have to change, but I can do it, right? So that's why we do the wishes. So, anyways, let's look. We pulled up the wealthy man card. Now, what does this mean? It's number 13. 13 is a very karmic number. It's not a bad number, it's a very karmic number. One, I'm initiating and creating my manifestation and I'm bringing it into the world. Okay? Man, masculine, taking action. The one, action taking on opportunities that present itself. Now, it's not just like business opportunities. It's not going to be all like some grand opportunity for every single person. It could be the opportunity to finally walk away from bad habits, bad people, situations, whatever it may be today. That's your opportunity to walk away to find your personal power and your peace and your abundance. Okay. It could maybe you meet somebody this weekend and it could be a new business connection. It could be a new love connection. It could be anything, right? But when we see the wealthy man, it's like, what did he do to get there? He he did what was necessary. And I know a lot of people love to say, oh, rich people are bad. They had to step on everybody to get there and da, da, da. That is not true for every single person. If you have that thought process, you can expect to be broke for the rest of your life. Okay. You cannot shit on people that you want to become. Let me say that again. You cannot shit on the people that you want to become. So, you, there are many people out there that are wealthy, that do great things in the world. They just don't broadcast it. And they're not in the limelight because they're not doing bad things. It is spiritual to be abundant. I don't know where the disconnect is there, but we're going to talk about that more and more as we go into 2026. It is spiritual to be abundant. It is spiritual to be wealthy, financially stable, whatever you aspire to be. Okay. So get that lack minded BS out of your head and shift it. Okay. And the wealthy man, he does things daily that bring him success. He changes his habits, he changes his circle, and he does things that are going to bring him an ROI, a return on investment. It is not through the ego. It is not selfishness. It's just awareness of where am I expending my energy and it's just going down the drain. Where am I putting my money and it's just going down the drain? What am I investing in that's giving me a return? Okay. How am I working harder instead of smarter? You have to ask yourself these things. That lack keeps the lid on the pot that drowns out dreams and works. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did all mine on 12/30 because the moon was in Taurus. Hey, there you go. I've been out of town and haven't done them day by day. Yeah, I think you could do it. I mean, you can honestly do it whenever. Like, even if you wanted to do like start it on the new moon and go to a full moon. I mean, it's up to you. It's your ritual. How would you know what will align with you in the 11 mastery year? That is the personal journey for you. So in 2027 will be the 11 year, right? You will know because every decision that you make is in alignment with your truth, with your core beliefs, with your aspirations, everything. You will be making those moves towards your authentic self and towards your own personal view of success. And anytime fear creeps up, you process it and you move anyway. I mean, it's kind of like the 11 would kind of be like Saturn energy. It's like, are you going to do it or not? Or like Yoda, you don't try, you do. So, yeah. Reminds me of the Tibetan monks. They are spectacular and I love being near them. There's a masonry down the state from me. Oh, that's cool. All right. Let's see. What else I'm going to pull another card because that one kind of flipped out. And I felt like we needed to talk about it. Let's pull another one as well. There we have that courtship card again. Do we have a new community card? I don't know. So, courtship. What does that mean? It means no, not everybody is going to get into a relationship this weekend. What does courtship mean? Courtship means that you see something you want and you go after it and you support that thing. So it could be your career, it can be a relationship, it could be new habits or routines. It's like, I see this, I want this in my life. And so I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to support this. I'm going to like, hey, like, come on, So you can see it as your relationship with money. If you have a bad relationship with money, maybe you need to change that. You need to be like, you know what? I welcome you into my life. I like this. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do the things that are necessary to help you to grow. Okay. Courtship is not just about relationships because here we have number 4. 4, like I said, it's doing things necessary, like doing the work necessary to make something work, not in control, but to allow it to be in your life. You're setting the energy, you're setting the foundation for a healthy relationship between you and something, another person, a career, a belief, whatever. Okay. So here we have the wealthy man and courtship. Maybe somebody's going to meet somebody this weekend. Who knows? This is a collective reading, right? We take that lightly, but you could. Okay. Just be aware of who they are. I mean, we don't have the best energy this weekend, but it could be what's going on within you. It like brings up insecurities within yourself because you meet somebody new. It's like, here it all comes back, right? Oh, okay. I didn't process this like I did, like I thought I did. And you got to go through it. Okay. But for the majority of people, this is about you taking the necessary steps to create your success by courting the thing that you want. Does that make sense? Man, I've been talking so much this one. It's almost 11. Good. Yeah, and see, number 13 comes to a 4. Courtship is 4. There you go. And for those of you, listen, for those of you who struggle with your shadow work and your personal empowerment and all of that, get into the power challenge. We're going to spend 7 weeks together going through discovering who you are, looking at your relationships, labeling them for what they are, breaking boundaries through your own personal boundaries, and then setting boundaries with other people, how to date and love through your personal power. And then we're going to break through money blocks. Okay. We have so much that we're going to work on in these 7 weeks. Normally it was 6 weeks, but I added an additional 7th week so we can put it all together, right? Because you're going to be doing some work over the next 6 weeks. And then, boom, there you go. You can use this information for the rest of your life. Okay. So get into the power challenge. I have a few spots left. Yes. Same, Jamie. She said, I love shadow work. Taking back your power becomes easy when you're aware of where you give it away. Yep. It's so, yeah, it becomes extremely empowering. Shadow work is for you. Shadow work is so you feel better. Shadow work is so you have your personal power back. I don't know why people are so afraid of it. I mean, I know it's uncomfortable and we don't like to really come to the realization that sometimes or a lot of times we are the cause of our own misery. But once you realize that and you come to terms with it, you start making different decisions. There you go. Life gets a lot better. 100% recommend the power challenge. I've said it before. It changed my thinking of myself. Good. Thank you, Denise, for that. Yeah, you have to go through the shadow to see the light. All right. What else do we need to know? Ooh, look at this. Clear mind. It says, sweep away any doubts that you have and know that you are right. Remember, we have the clear foresight. You already know the answers to the things that you have questions about, but you doubt yourself and you think, oh, that's not for me. Or what if, what if, what if? And you just pile in all this negative energy. You got to stop. Act with clarity. Focus your intentions. Navigate decisions with clear insight and purpose. There you go. Because we have this journey card telling you, you get to decide. How is this going to turn out for you? You get to decide every single day. You make many decisions every single day that set you up for success or stagnancy. When I'm doing a spread like the Celtic Cross and it's a sideways card over a horizontal card, why is it sideways and what does that mean? Well, a sideways card and a horizontal card would be like that. So I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean a vertical card and a horizontal card like this or like this? Clarify that right quick and I can answer you. In the Celtic Cross, the two in the center, you have one that's the objective and the other is the obstacle. So the sideways card is the obstacle. All right, let's see. I have that, Jen, I have that video under the tarot spread videos in the tribe. I have a whole Celtic Cross video in there that explains that for you. So yeah, go watch that. All right, what is our spirit animal for the weekend? And then we'll get into the money deck. Ooh, look at that. Eagle mastery. And before I read this, I was looking, fours are repeating in this reading. So we need to take that to heart. 4 is about doing what is necessary, knowing exactly what you need to do, clearing your space, setting your solid foundation, taking the steps necessary to get you to where you feel safe and secure. Okay. So here we have the eagle Mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. Oh, I love that. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. This is one thing that I was talking about with my QMA students is you have wisdom that you have gained throughout your entire life. It's not just the lessons that you've gone through here. You have wisdom. And if you refuse to work through things and overcome things, you are stunting that. You're not going to be able to help yourself. You're not going to be able to help anybody else. You've got to work through it. I see so many spiritual practitioners that are broke. And it's sad because they're incredible, but they're broke. Why? Because they have money blocks that they have not worked through, because they're too busy focusing on other people instead of working through their own self-worth. We're going to fix that. All right. Speaking of money, let's get our money message. Oh, yeah. And Cancer is the 4th house of the zodiac, right? Yeah. See? All right. What is our money message for this weekend? What is our money message for this weekend? Come on now. We're getting a little wonky. What is our money message for this weekend? Look at that. We have unclear. Why is that? Because a lot of people are in fear mode. A lot of people are like, oh, we just been through the holidays and this and that. We have inflation. We have, everything happening. And they're programming themselves all the negativity. So think about this. Let's say you're in a relationship. And in this relationship, the person like talks down to you, they're belittling you, they're manipulating you, they're doing all these things, right? Finally, one day you've had enough and you leave. You're like, I can't live like this anymore. However, in your own day-to-day life, in your mind, you're belittling yourself. You're calling yourself stupid. You're telling yourself you can't do all these things. You're not worthy. You just took over their job. Okay. So when you're thinking about your finances, ask yourself, what have I been allowed to be programmed into my mind? What am I listening to and believing? And whose job am I taking over? Because the more you tell somebody something, the more it ingrains into their brain, right? So think about all the stuff you see on the news, on social media, everywhere, where it's talking about how little money everybody has and how broke you are and this, and that. They are programming you with that lack mindset. And so what do you do day to day? You tell yourself all the time, I just don't have enough. I'm never going to have enough. I, you're in this fear mode. You've taken over their job. Stop doing that. Okay. I'm going to read these to you. Number one, money is either tight or not receiving what you expected. Why? Because you expect disappointment. You expect lack because that's what you've been programmed with. Number two, the answers you are seeking will remain unclear for now. Why? Because you have to go through this process of self-discovery of why is this happening? What is going on within me that is keeping me stuck? Number three, your basic needs will be met. But think about that. You're only allowing your basic needs to be met financially. Why not allow more? Why not reprogram your mind to believe that you can go against the grain when it comes to the social construct that we have been fed? And we're going to go through this in the power challenge. Okay. This is part of the money block that we're going to bust through, right? And we're going to shine some light on a lot of things that are going on within you. But you have to ask yourself, why do I only allow for my basic needs to be met? Why don't I allow the universe to bless me beyond imagination? Because it's your story that you tell yourself every single day, many times a day. And it's a lie. MJ hears you talking and looked at the screen and said, "Oh, tell her I love her." Had the discussion with my daughter yesterday, calmed her and had her write down what she contributes. And after she was like, Mom, I didn't realize how much I do contribute to the household. Oh, she has chronic illness and cannot work a traditional job, but she does so much other things. Right? Yeah. See, people, they will tell themselves the worst things. And it's sad. And I used to do the same thing. And I still have to catch myself every now and then. And I was just telling people in the tarot gallery, like, stop that negative thought, replace it. So you have to be the one that governs your beliefs. So for us, last year was spiritual, and this year is practical, break old beliefs about money. Yeah, I mean, this year with it being the one, it is a masculine energy. It's now you got to take action on the things that you know from the last 9-year cycle. So you're taking action and you're setting yourself up for success through the next 9 years. Cancel, clear, delete. I like that. Let's see what our crystal is for the weekend. What is our crystal for the weekend? Amazonite. Look how pretty that is. It says calmness, truth, inner peace. Isn't that perfect for having to deal with this full moon this weekend and everything that is shifting, right? Amazonite soothes your soul with its calming energy, encouraging truth and harmony in all areas of your life. Embrace its gentle vibrations to speak your truth with confidence and attract peace and balance in your heart. There we go. So if you don't have this, you can go to any metaphysical shop and get one of those. You can go to TikTok. I have it linked in my bio. You can go to Denise's website, Drazak Den, and get you an Amazonite. Or you can get this deck where you have all of these cards and all of these vibrations that you can use anytime. I love this deck. All right. Now is the time where, you know what? Hang on. Not yet. One more. Woodland Wardens. We got to do this one. It's a new year. Mm-hmm. You know, Stephanie, there's a Woodland Wardens tarot deck that I found that I need to get. I didn't know they had a tarot deck. All right. What else do we need to know for this weekend? All right. We have the turtle and coriander, satisfaction and reverse. You know that song, I just can't get no satisfaction. Think about that. Think about singing that song. What is it doing? You're creating a spell because you're putting the frequency and vibration in a tone and you're singing that song over and over again, right? So if you're not satisfied with whatever it is that's going on in your life, it is your job to make the day to day changes in order to do that. It is your job. If you don't know how to do something, it is your job to connect with the people that do know how to do the thing. And you learn from them. You work smarter, not harder. Okay? It is your job to change your narrative. It is not my job. It is not somebody else's job. Nobody's coming to save you but you. Does that make sense? And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. And that's why we had some people drop off just now. But it is your job to change that narrative, to change that story. Because if you wait for somebody else to do it, it won't stick. Okay? It won't. It'll come and go. And then you'll be mad at that person instead of changing what you should have changed yourself. It's all right. Yeah, I did the money message. It was the one that said we were talking about money being unclear and the belief about money. I did a whole soapbox moment on that one. This is exactly what I needed to hear this morning. Oh, I'm so glad you found me too. Good. I'm glad you were here. See, the universe brings you wherever you need to be, right? You would be shocked at how many people have said that to me on these lives, because they're scrolling through and they stop to listen and they get messages that they needed to hear. I'm like, the universe brought you here. So yeah, come back every Monday and Friday. We get together at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time every Monday and Friday. And on Mondays, I look at Monday through Thursday. And on Fridays, I look at Friday through Sunday. And we talk more and more, and you'll grow, and the readings will resonate even more as you come to these. All right, this is the Rebel deck. So if your feelings get hurt easily, now is the time to scroll away. But sometimes it can be really supportive. Sometimes it will hurt your feelings. So let's see, what is our message for this weekend? Whoa. I already know what this is going to say. I think we've already had this one. I can't remember. It's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass. Pronto. See, it's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass. Pronto. That's why I love this deck. Because I mean, it's true, right? Get your head out of your ass and start making changes. Start doing something. Take a leap of faith. Find the right people that can get you to where you want to go, and then you turn around and help the collective. Okay? What was it? So true. I haven't listened in a while, and my morning was challenging, and I knew I needed to come listen to the Tarotscope, and it did exactly what I needed. Good, Jen. Good. So, I mean, there was a post that I shared on my story on Instagram. It was about how an Aries motivates, and it's like, just do it, just do the thing. And there are times where you've seen me say, I wish I could shake you, or I wish I could just flip that switch for you, because like, just do it. You're gonna be so happy that you did on down the line, right? And so getting your head out of your ass is another thing that I would say, because it's like, stop doubting yourself. Stop dismissing all the messages that you've been hearing and do something about it, because nothing will change if nothing changes, right? It'll be just another year, not a new year, right? I'm trying, but not hard enough, I guess. I think you're doing great. It just, it takes repetitive consistency, you know? So, all of you, make sure you get into the Quantum Master Academy Inner Circle. We begin on Tuesday, January 6th. It is here, you guys. It is here. If you have any questions about it, feel free to DM me or email me. I have a few spots left for that. The Power Challenge. A lot of people are doing the self-paced. I do have spots still available for the live Power Challenge. You guys, when we go through these journeys together, we become a family. I get the honor of getting to know you. I get to watch your light bulb turn on. It's a little selfish on my part because I get to watch your transformation, but this is what I live for. Okay. The Quantum Master Academy Inner Circle is where you're going to get your accredited certifications in tarot, advanced tarot, and numerology. We spend the year together. In the Power Challenge, we begin January 14th. We're going to spend 7 weeks together getting to know you. Okay. You're going to discover more about yourself than you ever knew. We're going to break through some blocks. We're going to set some boundaries. We're going to do some amazing things together. Okay. So if that feels aligned to you, take the leap. If not, I'll see you another time. Okay. So I will be back here Monday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to look at the energy of Monday through Thursday. We're going to talk some more. We're going to grow. Okay. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Charge your crystals under the moon, make a moon water, and have a great weekend. All right. Mwah. Love y'all. Bye.